So yeah, we're live. No intro today.
Oh, wait to see how I sell. Wait to see how I sell this.
Well, it's live, dog. Now live.
Yeah. See, this is what we do. I know other people have different ways of expressing their feelings when they feel underappreciated. You know what I do? I pull the fucking intro. You don't deserve the intro anymore.
Wow.
It obviously doesn't matter, so why? It's a waste of 60 seconds for us. Let's just pull it out of there. I take a week off. I get fucking a bunch of text messages about like you guys are fucking executives at NBC or something. What I need to do to change the show. I got bad news and worse news, okay? The bad news is you forgot the plaque I used to have up because that's how I'm living life as far as the show's concerned, all right? That's an old school callback. You guys figured out. The worst news is I still don't give an F. You're going to get the show we give you, okay? That's how this works, all right? Are you writing letters like to Hard Knocks, okay? Like you need to see more Dan Campbell, all
yes,
right? Are you writing letters to your favorite artist because you didn't think you could listen to the whole album all the way through? Like you didn't like track 4?
Yes, they are.
Could you talk more about this subject? No, you don't. No, you fucking don't.
I'd be willing to bet they do. I guess that's my problem because it's some whiny Karen shit. Like I want it this way.
These are the assholes who hold up the line at Starbucks when all I want's a goddamn coffee, but your Frappuccino, whatever the fuck it is, didn't have enough fluff in the whipped cream. So you got to hold up the 18 people behind it. That's the kind of people that text me and call me about this shit.
That's tough.
Here's a mission statement. We're going to do the show we want to do. And no amount of from you guys is going to change that. In fact, the even worse news out of all of it is it's only going to make me want to go the other way even harder. Okay? So you guys are saying make a left? Shit. I'm making a right. Or better yet, I'm 360 and going back the other way, or 180 the other way. It ain't happening. Now, in all reality, the intro's broke. I'd love to make it like I'm making some big statement about, I don't know, the environment or some shit, but it just broke. We didn't have it. So, oh well. But you guys like it when I scream and yell, so there you go. There's your little rant for the week. All right? So you get to write little stuff. There's probably nobody even watching. That's why I like YouTube. At least I know, later on it'll be up there for posterity.
Hey, I tried, that's some DJ level shit right there.
I know it'll be on YouTube.
Yeah, scratch that shit real quick.
YouTube later. Yeah. At least, I don't remember what it sounds like.
Man, I had it. So I had it, and I was working on making some adjustments to accommodate the newer logo. And I believe I just kind of dropped the ball in finishing uploading it. In doing so, I just never went back, if that makes sense. So I set it up and I was like, oh, I'll just let it upload. Well, then I didn't verify that it was in fact uploaded. And then I didn't remember to check it until about 10 seconds. No, actually more like 5 seconds after the show before the show, because I had already hit the button to go live and it was like, nah, player. So yeah, it's one of them days. And then now I just
see if we're live.
We're live. Now I know though why it didn't work. I do see that now. That it's the wrong video format. So that was me fucking up. So yeah, I'll fix that by the next show. I'll fix it probably before the day's over. Whatever.
All right. Yeah, no, usually we got somebody yell at us in chat by now. So I
definitely don't have the outro either.
Well, I figured that.
Yeah,
if we're being militant, we got to pull them both. We can't just pull one. That's half-ass militant.
I'll take it.
Zach De La Rocha, this shit. Outrage against the machine up in here. Fear is your only god.
You went a little obscure there. I love it. You didn't go for the obvious.
Come on, and killing it. No, dude, I'm tired of it. Like, no,
I love killing a name. That's my shit. But yeah, that's why I said you didn't go for the obvious. Yeah.
I mean, and that's such a great, like, there's so many nuggets in what he said. Now that I'm older and going back and revisiting it,
it's a recognition.
And almost premonition, like, holy shit, that came true in a big way. The stuff that he was rallying against is still going on strong. And And they can, listen, at the end of the day, they got back together. He seized an opportunity and they're making some money. But, I mean, they're as relevant now. They're more relevant now than they were back when, in the early 90s when it was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
It's Led Zeppelin with fucking really tasty, poignant rhymes. What the?
And chop. Yep.
Whoa. And as a musician, it was like, haha, best of both worlds. I don't have to be enshrined in the rap R&B world to have it, to do my thing,
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Fear, Killing NNA, everybody knows. Bulls on Parade, everybody knows. Like, nobody knows Vietnam. Turn on the radio.
Right.
Nah, fuck it. Turn it off. Fear is your only God on the radio. Nah, fuck it. Turn it off. Like, I didn't get it at the time. I get it now. I was like, whoa. Like, that. And then my favorite song by them is probably Know Your Enemy.
Dope.
That's
Very
such
dope.
a good. And then, of course, they're enshrined in a movie where one of their songs was the perfect vibe feeling to a movie. And that's rare. Where you remember a song. So End of Matrix, dude, when he gets on the phone with him and he's like, we're not going nowhere. And then you hear the wake up start. It's like, and it's like the build up part. Like they brought it in right at the hardest part of the song.
At the right part, yeah.
And it's like, the break before it's just like all out. If you're at the live show, you're like looking around like, all right, who do I need to worry about with an elbow when they down that song? Because it's coming. It's like it's like a tidal wave. You don't have enough time to get out of the way. But yes, Maynard was on Know Your Enemy. That's right. Often, people like to debate when he was on there, what parts. I mean, obviously the singing parts, but Maynard has like two of the best cameos ever. He's got that one and he's got the Deftones one. So in that time period, those guys were all getting together and they weren't hating on each other. They were enjoying everybody's success. You don't see that shit anymore. Speaking of crossover to softball, nobody is honest when they're trying to root other people on. I'm sorry, maybe 2% of us. All right, you're all full of shit, and I know because I've seen you talk shit on a guy that you're up patting him on the back 5 minutes later. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's kind of sad. Makes me happy. I'm not coaching and playing anymore, to be honest with you. But moving on, real quick, let's just mention. Our sponsors, which we should start pulling them out, man. We got to start charging more. We can't even afford a fucking intro. We should probably charge more for the ads so we can buy another intro. Mickey Zarvart's our Realty, big supporter of the show. My boy Tedit's over on Facebook. Running solos now. The numbers are up. He changed his format. Looks like a TikTok video. I personally don't like it, but the numbers went up. So what do I know? Old guy. Doesn't understand how things work in the digital world.
Good on
friends over at Marty's. Obviously, the one and only glue guys that hate us because they ain't us. It all works. Thermos, hats. I got to go get our friggin' glue guys buckets. They are done. Tourney got canceled, so I didn't get a chance. I got 2 paperweight Flavor Flav trophy things now. I got to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with because we put the date on them. That's on me. But Marty's did the work, right?
Right.
John and the boys are going McDilly Sports doing Kevin kicking ass with the shelves, and Let's Go Brandon Apparel. Hopefully he'll get that joke and laugh. Jimmy Hubbard, look at you with the discerning, like, come on, man, just turn the head. Jimmy over at Sahara Solar, it's still hot. I don't know if you people noticed. It's still goddamn hot. Look into solar, save yourself some money. Our boy Benny over at L&T Automotive. Yes, I'm reading them fast this week. I want to get through them, but I want them mentioned. Benny's done work for both Marlos and I. Amazing. Better than any shop I've been to. Somebody you really want to look into if you need anything done to your car. If you're not sure, just have them diagnosed. It's the way to go. Of course, the one and only purveyor of this program. That's right. My quarter words for the week, Mr. Blaze Rock. Check him out on all your streaming services. Put it in Blaze with a Z Rock with a Z. I should make that
with a Z. Like wow,
with a Z.
really?
Blaze with a Z, as if there was an R in there.
Blaze, right? I was going to say what fucking.
Well, that's
what
the joke. It's
what
there
consonant?
already. It's not a I'm just telling you what's already there.
Additional
like
content.
Karen would do. Blaze Rock on all your streaming services: Spotify, Apple Music. Tidal still exists. I don't even know them all, but if you listen to something and you stream music, please put Blaze Rock in. You will find a plethora of a library for you to choose from with all different feels and vibes and rhymes. You will find something that works for you. he covers a lot of fucking ground, people. And it's funny as I go through my playlist or my shuffles, different songs come on at different times, and it always seems to line up. Like I was pissed off at work the other day, and the Brawler came on, and I was ready to get out of the truck and just start throwing
bows on folks like, hey, motherfucker, yeah.
But the thing I will shout out, another one of your projects, BP Mercenaries, the production, right? So the song with the crowd in the beginning, it might have been Brawler. It might have been, is it Brawler? I'm getting mixed up, but the people shouting in the beginning, dude, makes me feel like I'm literally in a circle outside a bar at 2:30 in the morning. And like people don't want this fight to happen because somebody's severely outmatched. Because that's the only time you're going to hear a crowd against a fight, right? When they already know somebody's just don't even step in there, man. This is going to be quick.
So I'm gonna throw you a secret. Now, fuck, it's not a secret. Some background to it, right? So there are two different versions of the Brawler that exist. The version that's currently on iTunes and digital streaming is the second version, which is ultimately, we call it a remix, but it was really because the Brawler originally appeared on the BP Mercenaries Elements League, but we didn't put that on digital streaming at the time because the song is actually like 7 or 8 years old, super old. And so that was during that period of time where it was a little more difficult to get your music on digital outlets. So 2017 though, I actually put it on the album Hammerwolf, the original version of it. So the Brawler's on that.
That's why I heard it.
So then we wanted to release all of the older BP Mercenaries music, which was that album and another song or two. And so when I was trying to get them into the distribution pipeline, I was getting basically an error thrown back at me that, hey, you can't release this because this has already been released as Blaze Rock the Brawler. So instead of us like trying to argue or whatever, Paco just basically did a new beat. But the interesting thing about it is, number one, the crowd sounds that are used are actually in both, but my cohort didn't actually know it, which is even weirder. I know. So again, now we're going into the even further. We're going to the 4.5 wall, a 4.5 wall. So
thou art
right. So I do all of the engineering, all of the mixing, all of the mixing and mastering, all of the making it sound not like someone's shitty basement. And so a lot of the additional production that goes into it, some of the code, some of the sound effects and things like that, I do them. And so when I originally did the Brawler, and obviously I wrote it. So when I originally did it, I based it off a Roadhouse. The whole and I even say it in the song. I say a line about it in the song, but the whole idea for me was based on Roadhouse. Not that I'm like a huge Patrick Swayze fan. I just thought Roadhouse was such a fucking dope ass movie, right? And it fit the ideal because we're in this bar, people are hype, whatever, we scrapping, you want this work and get this work, get these hands. So in with that as my inspiration, I thought, okay, what's the coolest way to make like a bar fight or like a small venue fight sound bigger, and that's exactly what you just described, which was that crowd sound at the beginning. Right. Is kind of like, yo, these motherfuckers is finna fight, and like, oh, and everybody's like hype and everything's going on, and you can hear the glass breaking and shit like that. So
there's one voice, there's one particular voice that always, every time I hear it stands out for me. All right, and it's a particular person going, no. Yeah. No! And the voice is dragging a little bit. And every time I hear it, I laugh because it's mixed equal. It's not that that's mixed louder as far as I can tell, but it just finds its own way. Like that's the one guy in the whole crowd who's like, there's an old movie called 3 O'Clock High, and it's not a lot of people have seen it, but it's basically about a kid who's just a nerd and he runs into the school bully and the boy's like, I'll see you at 3 o'clock outside, MFer. And the whole movie's about his day, trying to get through that day and figure out how not to fight. But when they finally come to fight, the principal comes out and he puts his hands up and he's Mr. Badass Principal. And he goes, there's not going to be any fight here today. And the kid like relieved for a second, like, oh, thank God. And then the bully just knocks him out. Bang, one punches him. So I just think about that voice is that principle. Like, there's not going to be any fight here today, kids.
Yeah.
Bang, sit down.
So you alluded to something. Good. You alluded to something that you answered yourself, but I'm gonna actually say it is louder, and it is louder on purpose. It is actually a different piece of audio entirely, and you just confirmed, and you made me feel good because that was my goal. Was I wanted, because usually when you hear crowd noise, it's just a murmur at this level, and it stays at that level, whether it's loud, whether it's up, whether it's down, whether it's quiet. It pretty much just stays at the same level. But everyone's been around a fight before, and fights are never at the same level. The crowd, the people around or whatever, they're never at the same level. There's always some guy, some girl, somebody who amplifies all of a sudden. And so if you hear it, when you hear the amplification, it's very close to when the actual verse starts. And that was the idea, or that was my goal, was to make it like, hey, mother, but so yeah. I figured that was kind of an interesting segue into that music.
Side note, maybe you can use for a future thing. And this is the shit I love. I love production. I love getting deep into it. I love the different mixing of the volume. I love all that shit. So while I'm not necessarily begging you to get on something, I slightly hint once every 5-6 months, like, hey, remember your boy over here. And it's not to like bust a rhyme to go 80s on you.
I mean,
and that's about my level of verses I could provide to the project. So using that is actually very on point, on brand for me. No, I want to do some kind of sound effect. All right, we joke about our love of M and what he does behind and the little sound effects he does. Me and Dre stood next to a burnt down house and you hear him kind of all those little things he does. So
let's be friends.
Yeah. That's what I want to do. Two broken legs trying to walk it off. I'm all right. Yeah. That stuff is where I would get involved. So no one would even know that I was involved. But there's a movie, another one that apparently I'm the only one that's seen it. I think it was late 90s, early 2000s. It was called The Way of the Gun. Okay, Ryan Felipe, Benicio del Toro, or whatever, he was in it too. Me and pronunciations. When I find the one I can't do, I just give up. And then James Caan was in it too. And it was the worst piece of shit hour and a half you're going to spend. But it started off, it's the best opening 3 minutes of a movie I've ever seen. Okay. The two main characters they're going to get in line to a club. Okay. And I think it was Sarah Silverman is with this big tattooed guy you wouldn't fuck with in line, right? But she's doing her annoying voice. And she's talking like this. Yeah. And they're yelling, like, I guess they were near this guy's car. And she's like, get away from the car. Get the fuck away from the car. Shut up. And now hold your kids' ears if you're watching. And I'm not doing it justice. That's why I'm going to say it. And you can watch it. It's still going to be funny. Ryan Felipe, I know where it turns around and says, shut that C's mouth before I come over there and fuck start her head.
Whoa.
And now here's the best part. Everybody in line at the bar goes quiet and you're, oh, and then you hear the guys like, laughing, and it goes, It's the perfect atmosphere. And the big dude turns around very slowly and it gets quiet for a sec. And then she realizes and goes, you fuck with the wrong, you're going to get your ass kicked. And she's the mouthpiece as he's walking down the steps and she's running her mouth and you talking about the fight thing. There's always that girl at the fight. And when he gets up to him and he goes, she's got a big mouth, but she's not wrong. I'm going to fuck you silly. And then he said something like, you want to do the man dance? And Benicio just tries to sneak the shit out of him. Because again, very entertaining 2-3 minutes for you to watch. And you just stop watching. It's perfect for you because that's about all I'm going to get you. If I'm lucky, is about 2-3 minutes if it's not interesting. So I can give you the warning ahead of time. Once that scene's over, you can shut the movie off. But it's on YouTube. It's kind of a cult thing. Most the people who know about it. They talk like I do about it. But it's something you have to watch. The movie's called The Way of the Gun. and literally on YouTube, I think it says opening scene. That's all you got to watch. All right.
Yeah.
I would literally, if he didn't say the C word, I would probably play it here and say, screw the copyright infringement we were going to get. But whatever. They're going to hit us for something anyway. We didn't even play the intro this one, and I guarantee we still get hit with a copyright strike. You watch.
No.
Because I hummed it or I insinuated
we actually haven't gotten hit in a while, and that's largely because Facebook is retarded. But secondly, like I told you, there were a couple of them that I kept getting them, so I wrote them back a couple of times. And the last time I wrote it, I actually screenshotted the shit and was like, this is fucking ridiculous. And I explained to them in detail based on the copyright itself, the publishing, the licensing, the distribution of the fucking song, all of that shit is me, you fuck ass motherfucker. And so I haven't gotten them in a while. So I mean, I'm jinxing myself obviously, because next week all of a sudden we get like seven hits. I don't understand why Facebook is that way. I had the same thing happen on Instagram. I was posting a song of mine and I got hit with a takedown, and I'm like, dude, are you? And I actually wrote it on there like, yeah, I was like, are you fucking stupid? Was my exact my initial sentence in the reply or the appeal was like, are you fucking stupid? Because even the message it sends actually says my name and the name of the fucking song, and I'm like, hey, are you fucking stupid, dude? Like, yeah,
I love it.
That is the most difficult part about the social media era for me, at least, is just that every time you try to put some shit up, it gets knocked down, and for reasonably stupid reasons.
I see Zuck's been on the trail doing some interviews talking about how hard it is to sleep at night, being the guy who runs Meta. Like, yeah, because sympathy is exactly what you're gonna fucking get.
Yeah, most people gonna say fuck off, bro. Yeah, most people gonna say fuck off. Pretty much how motherfuckers get banned. Yo, I don't understand how motherfuckers can get banned for the most ridiculous, stupid fucking phrases, just the small shit. But scammers, thieves, you name it, racists, all these motherfuckers are just entrenched and perfectly fine. I just don't fucking get it.
And what about the guys who fake claim, that any monetary you get on your stream goes to them? How do they get away with that shit? Like, don't get me started, man. The whole shit is nonsense. Anyway, look, I've given you your entertainment for the week. I've given you something to go see on YouTube. Obviously, I'm providing here. And then let's move on real quick. Here's your softball content for the week. Saw today that Bellbank Park Legacy over there announced that they are going to start charging for parking September 9th. They have a little app that you work with to pay for your spot or whatever it is. And look, folks, I'm sure they had a really good idea going into that and how they were going to build it and look, it's becoming a fucking money trap. Okay.
It's a shit show.
And I have no allegiance over there. All right. I've said on this show many times that I don't want to run any more tournaments over there. I don't want to. It's not cost effective because technically I'm running a business, and doing business with Legacy is not cost effective. It's not good business. Okay. So I don't want to have any more tournaments over there. If I have a tournament over there, you can pretty well bet that I didn't have much of a say in. All right, because I'm not going to pay premium prices, okay, where my food and beverage is 1.5 miles away. All right, I'm not going to pay premium prices when you're already charging my clients parking and then $8 a spectator to get into the fucking place. Okay, so we got seniors. All right, nobody comes alone. All right, they bring their kids, right? They bring their kids, their grandkids. We got all kinds of people where average a guy's bringing 3 or 4 people with him. All right, let's go 3, average of 3. That's $24 a family. Now you want to hit him for $5, $6, $7 to park his car. And what if he got a 2-day tournament? Oh, now you get him twice, don't you? Because I'm sure it's not good for the whole weekend. That's crazy, man. Now we're getting ridiculous with the money grab. You're already charging a ridiculous amount to even use the fields for the tournament. Okay, you're grabbing at money now. I don't know if you guys promised a certain figure in profit to the people that invested there, and you're not even close. I don't know what happened, but making it up in parking and on the people that play there is kind of asinine because you're not going to have any goddamn events there. Plus, what about kids with that are playing in leagues or something on like a volleyball or an indoor soccer or something on a weekend? Like that's insane. it's hard enough to get these kids teams together to go to tournaments and to play organized events. Now you're going to hit the parents up for another $8 to get in.
Not eight, because like it's back to what you just said though. It's
and
especially with those
now,
programs, yeah. But especially with those younger programs, you usually have the mom, the dad, the little brother or little sister, another little brother, little sister, friend, cousin, whatever else. You're almost always running around 3-4 kids or something like that when you're in leagues like that. I mean, I always look at my own family as that, when especially like our youngest plays, and so all the older kids aren't really there as much. But I know when my kids were younger, we'd be rolling in there 5 or 6 people deep, dude. And I couldn't imagine paying that much money just to play real quick and leave. And then the other problem you have is because it's in the middle of nowhere, you gotta buy drinks, food, whatever the fuck while you're there. So yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I've tried my best to avoid having playing over there.
I mean, and here's the
nothing
thing
about
too.
It makes sense to me.
I mean, I got to charge a certain amount to even break even when using that field. I learned that the hard way, in January and February, and I haven't been back since. And that's
I gotta admit, like there's a limit to how much you like softball. Like, and I'm gonna say but really me, I don't want to pay $50-$60 fucking dollars to play in the city that I live in. I'll stay home. Like I'll do any fucking thing else. I could play Apex for free. So I don't see the value proposition in paying $50 to play in a tournament. And I say $50 because you when you're looking at $600 or some shit for the fee for a tournament, and granted, some of that's greed, some of it's just to break even, like you said. If I'm paying $600 for a tournament, we got 12 guys, we're all paying $50. Most of these teams, come on, man, that's ridiculous. Like, I don't want to pay $50. I don't want to pay $50 to play in a tournament in another state, let alone in the middle of fucking nowhere, Mesa.
So now going to Legacy's like going to Vegas. All right, it's like going traveling. Now, look, you know me. Certain sanction is out there this weekend, and I usually don't ever miss an opportunity to take a thinly veiled shot. Here's the thing. I stayed at 500 in January and February, okay? Mm-hmm. And I pushed not to pay full because it wasn't fully open. I had no vending. My bathrooms weren't working yet, so I got a little bit of a discount, and I barely broke even back then, okay? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know inside information. I kind of have an idea what they pay for their fields. I will tell you it's more than me. Mm-hmm. And they're charging, $600 this weekend a team for their big cup event. I don't know what the prizes are. I don't know if that's justified. I would think that you should have something different or special if you're going to charge $100 more than you usually do. That's just my thinking. All right, you can't just throw an extra 100 on there and say, "Oh, well, it's got a cool name. That's why you're paying extra." I'm not even taking a shot at them right now. I know the prices that they have to pay over there, and especially this weekend. So now it's Wednesday. All right, it's September 1st, or I'm sorry, August 30th. September 1st is tomorrow. I should know that. I got a fucking gig on the 1st in my brain. Yeah, old guy should not be playing in a band.
Yeah, take that off.
Yeah, definitely all day. I'll fall in the I fell in the sewer. Mm-hmm. So they have basically, I don't know what, 9 days notice. And not everybody saw the post. I mean, I'm hoping this show has helped educating some guys who didn't know. But I guarantee you the majority of the people playing in that tournament on the 10th and 11th, I guess it's 2 day. I don't know. Don't know about this. So they already know, they probably already know they got to bang out $8 for everybody who wants to come watch. But as they pull up, they're not going to know to get on this app and pay for this parking. Like, and then what's the penalty? Like, I don't know how this is going to work with an app to pay for parking. Or they're gonna police it with those security guys in the yellow jackets. I don't know.
What about signal issues? What about signal issues?
Yeah, it's such a pain in the ass to get in and out of there anyway. It's like going to a rock concert. Like, they haven't fixed the traffic issues, but yet give us $6 to make your life more of fucking agony. I actually feel kind of sorry for those guys running on the 10th because they have no way, they got to get an email out and they got to alert people what's going on. That's on them to do. Don't get me wrong. But if they choose not to, these guys aren't going to know. And they're going to take a hit on something, I don't know. And then, yeah, like the story I just saw in chat. Now, this is, I'm going off somebody else's word. Remember that. But apparently a team got kicked out of one of their tournaments last weekend because they got caught in the parking lot smoking weed. Now, hold on. I don't know if that was the sanction or the security at Legacy. It very well could have been I'm sure it was the security in the parking lot. I don't know. So I don't want anybody saying I'm accusing anybody. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm going on hearsay. I'm admitting that up front. I don't know the full story, but I mean, shit, man. Come on. You're patrolling the parking lot like that. Do you know how many guys we know play? They sit in the parking lot drinking and throwing cornhole. That shit ain't going to happen at Legacy. So wait to screw yourself. Was security. Okay, cool. So again, wasn't the sanction. But if Legacy's patrolling the parking lot like that, you're not supposed to be bringing any alcohol in, even though they barely have anywhere for you to buy it inside at fucking 3 times the price. Again, everything coming out about this place is negative. It's nothing for the people giving you all this money. And when people stop playing there next year, I don't want to hear any bitching out of their management. What's going on? The league thing I get. There's a lot of people live close there. God bless you. I tried it. I'm not driving across the fucking city to go play league, man. Even if it's paid for. I appreciate it, but I'm not even good enough to get it paid for, let alone drive an hour and a half. I literally tried to schedule shit at my office on the Tuesday nights or the Wednesday nights we were trying to play. So it's horrible, man. It's horrible. It's getting worse, and you would think they would be a little more conscious of the people that use their park. They at least listen to some of these people, and they're not. They're tone deaf to the needs or wants or even complaints of the people using their facility, man. I don't know. It's kind of sad. It's really kind of sad, and we'll see what happens. Me personally, I've asked my bosses and my immediate superiors that I do not want to run any senior event, U-Trip events at Legacy next year. I'm hoping that holds true. But I don't want it. I don't want to touch it. I don't want anything to do with it because it's not good business, all right? It's not fair to charge these teams anywhere from $50 to $100 more than I normally do at any other field. Sometimes up to $200 more than other fields to play there. It's not fair.
So to everything you said, I absolutely agree. Obviously, before the show, we were kind of talking about it. I 100% agree with every single point you said. Someone in the chat said, and I'm going to quote him for a reason, I refuse to play there. It's 3 hours away. The turf sucks. And now they want more money? Hell no. I'm that's exactly where I'm at. That's exactly where I'm at. I can deal with it. I know when I get on the show and I whine about the, east of the 17 or whatever, and I don't like to travel far and all that. And I mean, for the most part,
that's the next t-shirt. That's the next t-shirt.
For the most part, it's jokes because, I love playing softball. I love playing, and a lot of obviously most of the tournaments for most of the year are east of the 17. So it's a joke. And I know a lot of people don't really know that, but it's a joke. That isn't a joke when it comes to Legacy. I've legitimately tried my best to avoid playing there without necessarily inconveniencing my team or making the team, have to struggle or some shit like that.
Right.
It's very, very difficult for me to consider or to even, to want to go out there. Victor, I mean, I go to Cactus and it's not a big deal. It's a 40-minute drive, 45-minute drive. I drive fast anyway. I don't care, right?
Yeah, Cactus ain't that bad.
But I was going to say, if I got to drive another 20 minutes or so, I got to drive another 15, 20 minutes. I know everybody, I haven't been there yet. So I'm saying everybody keeps telling me it's about 15, 20 minutes further. That's where I start questioning why the fuck am I doing this? So now I'm driving that much further and I'm taking that long to drive. And of course, after the tournament means I have to drive back home, but I'm driving all that far. Now I'm going to have to pay an exorbitant amount of money for my portion of my team's fee. Okay, so now that's 2 things I don't fucking like. And now you're saying the shitty parking. That's 3 things I don't fucking like. Oh, wait a minute. Now I have to pay for the shitty parking on top of all those other things. That's 4 fucking things that I don't fucking like. And I'm like, why the fuck do I need to be here? This is nonsense. And to that point, there is nothing in that general fucking vicinity that makes me want to be there. At least you can say with Vegas or even fucking Bullhead, right? Or Kingman for that matter.
Wow.
Like at least when you go to Kingman, you're an hour, you're a half hour or so from Bullhead. You're good. Or if you want to really drive, you got a little bit, you can do it and just go ahead and drive to Vegas. I don't want to drive to fucking Mesa. Like, I don't want to go to Mesa any damn way, but I want to go to like butt fuck me Mesa, like the Mesa,
like
the undeveloped, the shit bag part of. Oh yeah, we have more space that we can use for some dumb shit, Mesa. And I live on the west side, bro. Like the value here is very, very limited as it is, and they're just compounding the reasons that I don't want to show up, that I don't want to play. I want to play with my team, but I guess that's where you're starting to make me have to choose, because my wife likes to go. My wife likes to go with me when I play, and usually that also means that we have at least one of our kids, or my grandson likes to say, "Hey, I want to go see Papa play." Okay, cool. That means I got to pay for his. Maybe I don't have to, but we are going to end up paying for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Fuck that, dude. I can play. Like I said, I can play Apex for free. I can play Apex for free. I can buy some wings. I can play Apex for free and buy some wings.
Sit right here, son.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's down. He's down. He's gonna be like, "Yo, let me get the Switch." You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. You know.
Yes.
And here's the problem.
In the chat, read that.
Yeah, the vast majority of softball players seem to live on the west side. Legacy is not the draw for them, and they keep raising the prices. Good, it is. And
you keep giving us reasons not to come. Like
it sucks for guys who are team guys, right? Because at some point, it's not as simple as, well, I'm just not going to go. Fuck them. Some guys can do that. God bless you. But other guys worry about, the team, and not everybody's as set on their team where they can do that and be okay without somebody else being like, what the fuck, man? I got to pay, So they're going to question it regardless of the actual facts of, you get to drive 10 minutes, I got to drive 110 minutes. That doesn't factor. Now you're not a team guy anymore. Look, you guys can play dumb all you want. It's petty as shit out here. All right? I'm calling it like I see it. It's petty out in AZ senior softball, and we all know it. And if you try to tell me different, you're just lying to yourself, because I'm not buying your bullshit. All right? So I could easily see a team chat going off the rails because, fill in the blank is too good to drive an hour and 10 minutes and blah, blah, blah. And you could come back with, hey, I don't have $50 just for my family to come see me, on top of the other $50 I'm going to have to fucking spend for drinks and food and walk 4 miles. So my wife's got to take him over to get the food. She's going to miss whatever game I'm playing. Oh,
Hold on.
I got to have a break between a game to go take a piss. None of that shit matters in the team chat. You're not a team guy anymore.
Hold on. You see, I'm gonna sound like an asshole. I'm gonna just say,
but you're the
nah. Hold on, bro. Here's my problem. Number one, I'm because I consider myself a team guy, and I know I kind of said it as we're talking, right? Like, I don't want to keep saying, hey, I'm not gonna play because things are too far. I don't want to pay the money. I'm not above doing it, because here's the problem. That team ain't paying for a motherfucking bill in my house. That team ain't paying for my gas. That field or the administrator who runs that location, they ain't paying for my gas. They're not paying for my food. They're not paying for that. So I don't have a problem saying, you don't like it, kiss my fucking ass, because unless you're going to pay for it, I make the choices about my finances and how I feel. And more importantly, the value, not necessarily just finances. It's the value in spending. It's the value in doing it, right? I could pay anything to do something that I absolutely want to, and there's a level of value involved. But again, to the point that everyone keeps pointing out, and you've pointed out so fucking well, you keep giving me reasons to no longer have value. Now, those people who are stupid enough to have that conversation or have that comment, like, yeah, well, he's too good. You goddamn right, I'm too fucking good. Because you know what? At the end of the day, if I don't do, if I don't have the money, or if I use the money improperly or unwisely, who's going to have to deal with it? I'm going to be upset. No, they're not. They're going to be doing what they're going to do. I think your audio went dead, but I just think it's crazy that we even have to consider these things to play, and that we're even having a conversation like that when you're in the city, and that playing has become that expensive just in order to save somebody some money. You're definitely still having some audio issues, but that's all right. This is gonna be a relatively short show anyway today, because we very, very quiet. Bring yourself up just a little bit. More volume. More volume.
Check. Hold on, I'm working on it. Stay
Yeah, you sound way far away, and I feel like the headset might have overloaded and basically spilled into your mic, so then it shut itself.
What about now? Hold on.
Mm-mm.
Any better?
That's all right.
Should be a little higher now. Yeah, I don't.
Still nothing. Still nothing.
Check.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to one thing someone else said. Yeah, someone else. That's a dickhead. That's a dickhead move. Um, yeah, someone else said they should use Pioneer instead of Legacy. You will not get an argument from me. I think I go on record all the time as saying Pioneer is probably one of the best fields, one of the best sets of fields. You're getting cooked right now. Nonetheless, today was going to be a short show anyway. We're making some adjustments. We'd moved over to a new quote unquote studio over the last couple days. It's part of the reason why we didn't have the intro. Part of the reason we will not have the outro today. Certain things I didn't get a chance to fix in time, but we're still back and better. We'll also be kind of doing some streaming to additional locations here in the next few weeks. So what I'm going to say is this show is a nice little segue into the new. We're going to hope to see most of you or all of you or whoever back on the show next week for show 39. With that said, it's the Glue Guys. Absolutely go check us out, glueguysprogram.com. Check out some of the sponsors that we've mentioned and that are listed at the top of the show. Share alike, tell a friend, tell a friend, and all that good stuff. And we're out.